guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show. So we're going to be taking you through all of the new releases in store this week. This is what arrived in our, frankly, massive delivery that arrived yesterday. I'm recording this on the Tuesday the 25th, so everything will be going out for sale for Wednesday the 26th, new comic book day. So yeah, a little bit of a change of tact for me this week. I focused not so much on graphic novels, but on some statues, figures, and merchandise for a couple of different reasons. First of all, I think graphic novel-wise, I think we're up there with possibly, I think we're neck and neck with Forbidden Planet in terms of stock of graphic novels, range, the sheer volume that we have, the focus on indie comics. We definitely, I think, are in the lead there. So rather than just continuing to stock the shelves more and more and more, I decided to get some new figures and statues in. The other reason I went for that as well is I can be accused sometimes, possibly rightly, of maybe focusing more on the DC side of things than the Marvel side of things. Certainly with our suppliers, I find that the DC stuff's easier to get, whether it's the McFarlane Multiverse stuff, whether it was the older stock of the black and white statues, that kind of thing. But I found a new section on Diamond's website last week that allowed me to search action figures and statues and so forth, as I say. That's not to say there's not any new graphic novels or new manga in, for example. There's still a decent wee chunk, so still plenty to choose from. And again, as I say, the shelves are really well stocked at the moment. So first of all, kick things off, we're getting more and more manga in from the start now. So this is a new one called Chiro the Star Project. So this is the first 4 volumes of that. So you manga fans, I'm sure know what that is. I'd love to say I have a deep knowledge of manga. I'm trying to learn, but you guys will know more than me, I can promise. This one, not manga so much, but part of the DC graphic novels for kids range. So we have the next volume of Teen Titans Go meets the DC Superhero Girls. This is called Exchange Students. These are great for younger readers, as well as having tons of characters they recognize. They're the right size, their hands are a little smaller, so it's much more comfortable for them to hold. Another big manga is Stravaganza, The Queen and the Iron Masks. This is volume 2. Diamond did send us volume 1 and volume 3 before, so it's nice to plug that gap in the middle. This is also true of this one, which is called Ménage à Trois, which is 5 volumes in total. And again, last week they sent us 1, 2, 4, and 5. This week they sent us 3. So at least we do actually have the entire volume now of that. Next up is a little bit of a blast from the past. We have a Dark Horse omnibus for Barb Wire. You may remember Barb Wire possibly for the frankly terrible Pamela Anderson movie. But the comics were great. Over-the-top action, very genre-specific, lots of adventure, lots of fast-paced, pretty visceral art. So this is an omnibus of some of the early stuff, which also includes so it's all the original Dark Horse series, but also the never-before collected Ace of Spades series as well. So Barbed Wire, if you fancy something a little different there. Another couple of volumes of The Legend of Korra come in as well, again printed through Dark Horse Comics. These are volumes 2 and 4, I believe, 2 and 3, because again we were sent 1 and 4 before. So, graphic novel side of things, first off we have The Marvel. So this is the first volume of this. Kurt Busiek is on this bad boy. A thriller that will take readers across the Marvel Universe and beyond. I mean, just look at that Alex Ross artwork. So this is collecting the first 6 issues. I believe The Marvels is still continuing. This is part of, his Marvels world that Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross, of course, did in the past. So, first volume there, first 6 issues. We also have the Immortal Hulk Volume 10. So this is essentially bringing to a close the Immortal Hulk saga. 50 issues, of course. Al Ewing, Joe Bennett, and a pretty stellar run. I think in years to come this will be looked at as one of the definitive Hulk runs. So we're up to Volume 10. This is covering issues 46 to 50. There was another graphic novel that came in, I think, last week, which was a collection of the one-shots around it. But this is the main series, so that's issues 46 to 50. Next up is an Image series hit and trade paperback from Jeremy Holt and George Schall called Made in Korea. So this one was one I read the first issue of and really dug. And then I just, for some reason, had trouble getting issues 2, 3, 4, etc. For the stores. So I held off and now I'm going to pick up in graphic. But for this one, it's a Korean 9-year-old named Jesse is adopted and sent to live with a lovely couple in America. Socially awkward, yet equipped with a seemingly encyclopedic brain. The young girl's journey through the complexities of race, gender, and identity hits a fork in the road when she discovers she's not entirely human yet. Adolescence just got a lot more emotional for the world's first true AI system. So to give you an idea of some of the people saying how good this is, you've got a blurb on the front, Brian K. Vaughan, you've got Kelly Sue DeConnick on the back, you've got Nick Spencer. So a lot of people hold that in very high regard. Next up we have X-Men The Hellfire Gala. So there is an omnibus of The Hellfire Gala, which is much more comprehensive. It has every issue that was linked to this event. If you just want to get straight to the meat of the story, this is the trade paperback collection, which collects 4 of the issues. So this collects Planet-Size X-Men, Sword, Marauders, and X-Men. So that's Hellfire Gala, just if you want just the real meat of the story, whereas the omnibus is much more comprehensive. Another one up next is Winter Guard, which, you know, sort of streamed out of the idea of the Black Widow movie. You've got Yelena in this, you've got Red Guardian. This was a 4-issue miniseries, and then there was also a one-shot as well called Widowmakers, Red Guardian, and Yelena Belova. So if you're a Black Widow fan, that's the place to go. Next up is the first volume from the new Green Lantern run. So Geoffrey Thorne took over from Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison, of course, was doing the run with Liam Sharp that lasted a good sort of 27 issues, I think it was in total. But this one's written by Geoffrey Thorne with art by Tom Rainey as well. I mean, the art in this alone is a reason to read this, but there's some great Green Lantern storytelling going on here as well, really adding to the mythos. Back in stock again, because we can't keep it in stock, Hawkeye, the saga of Barton and Bishop, which I recently reread while I was away in England, and it really does hold up. I know there are those who prefer the TV show, which is absolutely fine. I thought the TV show was great, but for me this is much more definitive and much better. But again, it's 2 different levels of brilliance, so make of that what you will. Back in stock again as well, Something is Killing the Children Volume 4. This was already the biggest ordered graphic novel I've ever done for release day. We sold out of it within 3 days. You guys love yourselves some Something is Killing the Children. So volume 4 back in stock. This covers issues 16 to 20, which of course is the origin story for Erica Slaughter. Next up from AWA Studios, we have Moths. This is part of the Resistance universe that J. Michael Straczynski has set up through AWA Studios. It's Mike Choi on art for this one. So this is issues 1 to 6 all together. And again, what's great about this is, you know, I've said it before, it's one of the main benefits of AWA. All of their titles are released at that $10 price point, so £9 for this. And again, that's the whole story. So this fits in with the Resistance Reborns, and then Moths. Continue to get some more epic collections in as well. So we have the Avengers Under Siege. So this is covering some of the Avengers stuff from the mid-80s. This is volume 16 in the epic collections, which covers 1986 and 87. And it includes Avengers issues, an annual Alpha Flight issues, and West Coast Avengers #1 as well. So the sort of blurb for this one is: the Masters of Evil take Avengers Mansion. In one of the greatest comic book epics of all time, Baron Zemo strikes at the very heart of the Avengers as he leads a revamped and larger than ever Masters of Evil in an attack on the team's home, and wins. And as if that wasn't enough, our mightiest heroes must survive the climax of Secret Wars 2 and a battle for the ages between Kang and Immortus. So if you love yourself some old school Avengers, that's where to go for it. Again, got one back in stock. This is from last week. So again, this is the tie-in series to the Joker War. This is the Nightwing issues. This is essentially the winding down of the Rick Grayson saga and the return towards the blue, the return towards the light of Dick Grayson. But some great storytelling here, some great manipulation from the Joker, lovely art, brilliantly written by Dan Jurgens, I should say. Art-wise, you've got Ronan Cliquet and Rand Benjamin, as well as Travis Moore. And again, this leads then directly into the brilliant Tom Taylor run that we're all enjoying so much at the moment. And then finally, on the graphic novel side of things, we have Harley Quinn, No Good Deed. So this is Stephanie Phillips' reimagining of Harley Quinn. This is all in the aftermath of Infinite Frontier. Riley Rossmo on art. What I really like about this, so it's Harley Quinn 1 to 6 and also a special story from Urban Legends. What I really like about this is I think Harley's a really interesting character, and definitely there's more interest and more happening with her now than there ever has been. But she's always overly sexualized. With this, because Riley Rossmo is more of a cartoony style of art, I think it really allows you to explore Harley a lot more without focusing so much just on the sort of sexual side of the character. So I think this is fantastic. I mean, I love Riley Rossmo's art, always been a fan. It's different, it's unique, and it really stands out. So yeah, that's the first volume of Harley Quinn. So as I was saying, I've sort of focused a little bit this week on getting some new figures and statues and so forth in. So I was trying to have a little bit of a focus on Marvel, but of course that's not going to stop me getting some DC in. So first of all, we have from San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, we have Flash Speed Force Edition. So a brand new figure here. This is from Diamond Gallery. You can see a really good sort of just picture on the back. I really like the stand for this, which is the waves coming up as well. Obviously the Flash running at top speed. So yeah, just a really cool figure, really well made. And again, this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one, so you won't see too many of these around. And then I'll finish off the DC side of things with a statue that I'm a huge fan of, because I have one myself. This is from Dark Knight's Metal. This is the Batman with Baby Darkseid. I love the detail of this. There's two different heads for it. You've got Batman with the torch, which of course is a little bat torch. Or you've just got a traditional cowl. Then you've got Baby Darkseid in the duffel bag on the front. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this statue. As I say, I have one of these myself. Numbered edition again, so out of 5,000, this is number 1,041 as well. So yeah, just I'm a big fan of that statue in general. Also in this week, we have a little Sonic the Hedgehog diamond marble, diamond gallery diorama as well. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. This is based on the movie Sonic the Hedgehog. Pardon me. This is him knocking out some of Dr. Robotnik's bad guys and machines. I think the detail in this is pretty sweet. And again, for a Sonic fan, lovely and bright as well. But yeah, on the Marvel side of things, so first up we have an Avengers Infinity War Gallery Black Widow figure. Of course, Black Widow probably more popular than ever after the movie, and of course everything happening with Yelena in the aftermath. So yeah, this is based on the Scarlett Johansson design for the movie, and again, pretty dynamic pose there as well. Next up, we have a Days of Future Past Wolverine. So again, I've found it all through this Marvel Gallery format, which is really high quality. It's great that you can see the statues in store. You've always this double-edged thing with displaying statues in store. Do you take them out of the box? Do you keep them brand new? With the Marvel Gallery stuff, it's really good because you can display them really nicely. But yeah, this is the Wolverine, leather jacket, claws at the ready, the white stripes in the hair. Yeah, Days of Future Past one, that design. Then next up is probably one of my favourite ones, Marvel-wise. I just mentioned the run. We have Hawkeye. And what's great about this is you have Hawkeye as well as Pizza Dog as well in this. So yeah, I think this is such a cracking wee figure. Again, very dynamic with it. Lots of motion to it and a very classic look. But yeah, the big one this week is undoubtedly everyone's favourite symbiote. I don't even know if this will fit completely in the frame. It's that big. But this one is by Kotobukiya Studios. This is a 1:6 scale. Oh, that's heavy. For Venom. Hi. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Again, it just sort of goes into details on the front in terms of, it doesn't show you the whole thing. The best picture is probably this one. You can really see the detail on the skull, the tongue coming out, the teeth. Yeah, so as I say, 1:6 scale, so you're talking about a foot tall. It's what's called a snap fit statue, which means that it's all put into pieces and it just snaps into place. It'll remind me, I think, a little bit of when Vicky has the Hulk Wolverine one as well. So undoubtedly the biggest one. When I put up the photo of the huge delivery this week, everyone was just really interested in what was in the big Venom box more than anything. Well, wonder no more, 1:6 scale. So yeah, so that is a big one as well. So yeah, all these things going out for sale this new comic book day, which again is the 26th of January. As ever, anything appeals to you, want to know any information on anything else, just drop us a message, or of course pop into the store. So as ever, I hope this proved useful. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you're keeping safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you in the store soon. So take it easy.